So, today we're going to decode the very essence of why we buy. We're diving deep into Buyology, a masterclass in persuasion. All right, let's get right into it.
Let me just start with a really direct question for you. For your career, your product, your goals, do you want to be able to sell anything? I know, it's a bold promise, but it's at the very heart of what we're exploring today.
I mean, just imagine for a second. What if you had the key? The key to understanding all the subtle, sophisticated, and often totally invisible tricks that influence what we all choose to buy? What if you could tap into those hidden psychological drivers behind every single purchase decision? To really get this, we have to ask a question that kind of challenges everything we think we know about marketing. Where does it all start? When does the influence truly begin? The answer? Well, it's probably not where you're thinking.
That's right, in the womb. Now, this program makes the incredible claim that we actually start forming brand loyalties before we are even born. It sounds crazy, right? But think about it. A mother's positive feelings may be linked to a song she loves, or a certain food, or even a particular smell. Well, those can create the earliest, most deeply embedded brand associations in her child. It is an absolutely mind-bending concept.
You know, we all like to believe we're these logical creatures, right? Carefully comparing features and prices to make a totally rational choice. But the research shows something else. A far more powerful motivator is at play. And that's fear. Fear of missing out, fear of being left behind, fear of just making the wrong choice. See, when we feel threatened, we act fast, and often irrationally. And that makes fear one of the most powerful tools in any marketer's playbook.
So that all brings us to these unseen influences. Think of this part as the hidden rule book. You know, the secret psychology that's really governing our behavior as consumers every single day.
And this program just pulls back the curtain on some incredible stuff, like why the combination of fat, salt, and sugar in certain foods can trigger addiction pathways even stronger than hard drugs. Or the simple psychological trick that makes lip gloss addictive. Or how every single click you make when online shopping is designed to hook you. And of course, that powerful social trigger that makes bestseller lists pretty much impossible to resist.
So the big question is, how do you actually use this? Well, take peer pressure. We are fundamentally social. We're hardwired to fit in. And this isn't about being weak. It's a survival instinct. So your goal? To position your product not just as a thing, but as a status symbol. Something that shows you belong to the tribe. Or look at the herd effect. We just instinctively trust the wisdom of the crowd. It's a mental shortcut. If thousands of people bought it, hey, it must be good, right? This is exactly why bestseller lists and showing off your customer count can become your most powerful sales tools.
Okay, so we know these secrets, but how do we go from just knowing them to actually using them? The next step is all about harnessing human instinct and turning that psychological insight into actual sales.
One of the most powerful techniques is something called selling the past sweet experience. It's basically a four-step process. First, you bring up a past memory. Think of a song from your teenage years or the smell of a meal from your childhood. This triggers a really powerful positive emotion, that warm, fuzzy feeling of nostalgia. A smart marketer then connects that powerful feeling with their brand, which ultimately leads to a new purchase. You see, you're not just selling a product anymore, you're selling a feeling they desperately want to have again.
And what about celebrity endorsements? I mean, we all know they're getting paid a fortune, so why do they still work? It's actually pretty simple. As this quote from the course puts it, consumers want to associate themselves with the celebrity. It's all about a psychological transfer. We unconsciously take the things we admire in that celebrity, their success, their glamour, their coolness, and we transfer it right onto the product itself. It's a massive shortcut to credibility.
Now, the program also gets into some more advanced and, even controversial tactics. Take gender attraction. This is a strategy that uses the fundamental principles of attraction and, well, sex as a powerful marketing tool. This stuff taps into our most primal instincts, often bypassing our rational brain entirely. You'll learn when and how to use this tool, but also be really aware of its strengths and its weaknesses.
So all of this theory, all these wild examples, what does it actually mean for you? Well, this brings us to your persuasion playbook. It's all about moving from just understanding the theory to taking real, decisive action.
And the outcomes here are crystal clear. You will master how to apply these deep psychological principles directly to your own marketing. You're going to learn how to not just find existing demand, but to actually create it or increase it. And ultimately, you're going to increase your sales by rolling out smarter strategies for your pricing, your product, and your promotions.
The core mission here is really simple. It's an even split, 50-50, between two massive business goals: creating demand where there was none before, and taking the demand that's already there and cranking it up. It is all about tangible growth.
So who is this actually for? Well, if you're a salesperson, if you're in marketing, if you're a director or part of senior management, yeah, this is absolutely designed for you. But really, it's for anyone who understands that in today's world, the ability to ethically influence and persuade, well, that's the ultimate skill.
So let's be very clear about the takeaway here. This isn't just another training course or some workshop you attend and forget about. The knowledge we're talking about here is designed to be your new competitive edge in a very crowded marketplace.
So after all that, it really just leaves us with one final question. When you look at everything we've covered, from the incredible power of fear to the deep psychology of nostalgia, the only thing left to ask is this: are you ready to master the mind game?